Welcome to the Austin Beat. I'm Holly Mills-Gardner, and I'm at the beautiful Renaissance Austin Hotel, and I have a great show for you. I'm taking you to the screening of Road to Austin and talking with director Gary Fortin. I'm also taking you in studio with American Idol contestant and Austinite Kendall Beard. And I'm taking you to see the man behind the mustache, fashion designer from Project Runway, Daniel Esquivel, and so much more in beauty from Ray Cosmetics and a wonderful food beat. So don't go away because this is the Austin Beat.
Yeah, well, I've been coming to Austin since I think the early 70s. It's always been probably my favorite music town because the audiences are so in tune. I think people like Willie probably helped that out.
All right, Austin, today I am at GSD&M for a very special event. If you didn't make it to South by Southwest, that's okay, I have it covered because I am with producer, director Gary Fortin, who is bringing you Road to Austin. Hi, Gary, how are you?
How are you? And thank you very much for having me today. I appreciate it.
Well, thank you for having me because he's giving me a sneak peek of Road to Austin, the documentary that you directed, produced. Tell me about it. Of course, I know how it got started, but I want our viewers to know because if they love music, you've got it for them.
Well, this all started off about 4.5 years ago after the passing of our beloved Stephen Bruton, who's standing behind us. So fast forward about a year later, we were backstage at Willie's Picnic, and I was with Chris Christopherson and Ken Kushnick, who was Stephen's manager and also my partner. And we were just talking about it, and we just realized it's time now to do something in Stephen's name. 100% of the proceeds of the film will go to create the Artist Wellness Program in Stephen's name. Right. And I'm sure we'll talk a little bit more about that. There's a long answer to a short question.
There are so many familiar faces in this documentary. I mean, we could drop names all day long, huh?
Oh, yeah. Once the music started, it was kind of like a musical freight train that never stopped that night. It was almost 4 hours long in the park. So, again, the premise of the show would be every 2 songs, a new artist would come up on the stage. You know, when you set off to do something like this, the bar is so high in Austin if you're going to come out to do something musically. And how the Road to Austin started was, you know, Stephen had made a comment. He says, you know, I've always wanted to pay tribute to Chris because he owes so much of his career to Chris. And that's kind of how it started. And I said, okay, well, if we're going to do that, let's bring in everybody from, you know, the big names from your career. Let's bring in Bonnie. Stephen was Bonnie's lead guitarist for many years, and they were close friends. And Stephen was originally from Fort Worth, so obviously Delbert McClinton and Stephen go way back. And then once you started doing that, now we had a bigger problem. It's like, where do you stop? Right. We'd still be in the park with the show. There's
well, the good thing is he didn't stop. So he brought in just everybody that had anything to do with his career. And it was pretty amazing to see all of that talent on one stage. Right. And then, of course, to find out during this process that he was diagnosed with cancer, which then in turn brings up exactly why this documentary is so important, and that is because your Blu-ray DVD sales are going to actually benefit the Artist Wellness Program. Exactly. And tell us a little bit about that.
The Artist Wellness Program is based on biomarker testing. Big fancy word. Really, it starts with a blood test. It's very advanced science. So what happens is the artists are going to come in, they're going to have these biomarker tests done. And what happens about a week later after you have, you know, 2 small vials of blood taken out of your arm, you get back a book, a very comprehensive book on the current state of your wellness. And I don't care how healthy you are, you will be deficient in something, guaranteed. So the artist will also get a 90-day supply of nutraceuticals, high-powered vitamins, if you will, based on their blood chemistry. The third thing that they'll get is a wearable device. We know them as like Fitbits or Jawbones or those kind of things that we see. And that way we can track their steps and their activity, if you will. All of this is tied together with a small piece of software on a mobile app that will pretty much guide them through their daily. It's a 90-day program to start. And here's the punchline. At the end of 90 days, they will get their second biomarker test. So we get to see, here's where you started, with some slight behavior modification, here's where you ended up. And it all comes down to learning what you don't know. Right before Stephen passed, he had made a comment, why do we have to wait until people get sick before we try to help them? Right. So, you know, it's so hard just calling him Chris. Mr. Christopherson, myself, and Ken Kushnick set off to answer that question, and we believe we've come up with it.
I do too.
And again, 100% of the proceeds from the sale of the Road to Austin will go to fund this, and we'll be kicking off the pilot program here in the next few weeks, and we'll be putting the first 200 artists through the program. Now, keep in mind, Holly, this isn't the musicians' wellness program. This is the artist wellness program. So we'll be bringing in the film community, the acting community, and all the other communities, if you will.
A lot of artists, because of the type of industry we're in, health insurance is not, it's not really a custom.
Absolutely.
So.
And you're so right, Holly, because you know, a lot of people think, oh, you're starting another health, or a health program. And you know, and Austin is one of the lucky cities that we actually do have some health coverage with programs like HAM.
Right.
This is not healthcare. This is wellness. Now, what's the difference? Dr. Chandler, who is in the film, and he'll speak, and he can say it much more eloquently than I can, but the bottom line is this, is you need to find things before they become symptomatic. And which is when they're so much easier to treat. Once somebody becomes symptomatic with cancer or diabetes or heart disease, or fill in the plethora of other concerns, welcome to healthcare. You're in healthcare now.
So I want you to check it out and go to the website, check out the documentary, but I want you more so to buy the Blu-ray DVD, because that right there will help fund the Artist Wellness Program. Yeah. So Gary, I am so honored to have the sneak peek here at GSD&M. Thank you, GSD&M. It is an amazing documentary. You have hit it out of the park. So I love seeing Willie Nelson. I loved seeing, I mean, just everything that makes Austin what it is. And
it's Austin royalty, for sure. Yes.
So check it out. That's the way I'm ending this, because that is so true. It is Austin royalty, and I want you to watch it, and I want you to get involved. And thank you again. It's always a pleasure.
So remember, rtafilm.com, and for the Artist Wellness Program, it's artistwp.org.
Okay, don't go away. We'll be right back after these messages.
Do not pay another energy bill before calling 1-800-SOLAR-USA. Austin's fastest growing solar company is looking for 20 homes to eliminate their energy bill and get paid to display new state-of-the-art solar panels. Call 1-800-SOLAR-USA.
Hi, I'm Holly Mills-Gardner, and I spend most of my time on this side of the lens. But when it comes to my camera, I trust the professionals at Precision Camera and Video, just like the pros. With a huge selection of cameras and accessories from entry-level to top-of-the-line pro video, all here under one roof. Conveniently located at 2438 West Anderson Lane and on the web at precision-camera.com, where the pros go. And when your equipment needs service, do what I do and trust the skilled technicians here at Precision Camera and Video. Well, I am a lucky girl today because I am in studio with Austin icon and fashion designer Daniel Esquivel. Hi, my friend.
Hello, how are you?
I am so good. It is such an honor to be in your studio. Thanks for letting me come in.
Thank you so much, Holly. It's good to see you, and I love what you're wearing.
I know. I have to show this. I don't know if you can see it all, but I am wearing one of your new pieces of your collection. Tell me about the new collection.
Well, actually, this collection, it was for fall 2014, and actually what it is, it was based on graffiti and art that I saw in New York from the previous year and from a trip to Berlin. So it was taking what that is and then just injecting it into this collection, which to me, it just has ready-to-wear pieces, but done on a just different level, and then with the graffiti pieces injected. Like I said, you can wear the pieces together or separate. Like I love how you put it today with the turtleneck, the tights, the black pumps, and then of course the Liz James jewelry.
I know, which is so great because, you know, you were telling me, Holly, just play with it, be creative. And so when I decided to wear your skirt today, simple. I just, you know, grabbed my own turtleneck. And then of course the Liz James jewelry is so great with all of your pieces because I feel like it really complements your designs.
It does. And actually what I love about Liz James jewelry is that you don't know where it is or when it's from. It looks like vintage, but then it looks kind of futuristic in a way. So that's what I like about that, because like these pieces, when you look at this skirt, it's just a classic skirt, but then done with this organza overlay. And then I hand paint the graffiti. I hand stencil
You
this.
do not. Do you
Yes,
really?
I do. It's a process. And what's cool is that these pieces, evolve from that. And that's what I love about it. And like I said, it's just a fun piece. You could wear this skirt in the springtime with a t-shirt.
That's right, like just a white tee or a tank?
Or a tank top. That's what's cool about these pieces, because it's actually cotton underneath the organza.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's really cool.
So what do you think is the biggest trends for winter and through the holidays right now?
Through the holidays, to me, what I've been seeing are just really classic pieces, and that it's done up with jewelry, with your accessories.
Right.
That's the cool thing. That's what I like to see also, too. Of course, there's nothing like red during the holidays.
Right.
I love red during the holidays. And actually, I do love winter white and stark white during the holidays.
I do
too. That old rule of thumb, no white after Labor Day. I love white.
I do too.
All year round.
And let's talk about, so for example, he did this white silk ball skirt, which is gorgeous.
Yes.
And you can pair this and you could put it with a leather
jacket. We did show like this and this together.
I love
the idea that you have the hard and soft together.
Me too.
That's what's cool.
Or you could really go holiday-ish
Yes.
and put it with something like this,
with
which
a halter
is
sequin
sexy,
top.
no back.
Very simple, and it's almost like wearing a black turtleneck with this also.
Gorgeous, by the
That's
way.
cool
I may need to
idea.
wear that for a
Or I even
holiday
like
party.
taking the red skirt and look, put the
Oh.
sequin top with a red skirt.
Look
How
at
cool
this.
is that? Halter top with this. It's kind of taking,
so
like if you have this
youthful.
on at work, have this with you. You can change at work and go to your holiday party.
Okay, so we've got you all dressed out here. Did you love
And then,
it?
of course, don't forget the Liz James jewelry.
I know, and we were
Love
talking
her
about Liz
jewelry.
James, and Daniel, you tend to lean towards Liz James because it complements your pieces.
I've worked with her this past summer, and what I did in the summer, it was just the juxtaposition was really cool. How it just, it just complemented. It didn't overpower. It was just enough.
It is.
That's what's cool. Like you're wearing the earrings, the necklace.
That's right.
And what's wild is that if you look at everything, I love mixing tonals together, because she even has touches of gray and gold, silver all together, and I love the way it looks with this.
I do too.
Cool.
I do too. But we talked about what inspires you. Is there anyone that in the industry, a fashion designer, that you truly look up to and has inspired your career?
I'm asked this all the time, and it's wild because as a young teenager, I was inspired by Edith Head, the designer. Big fan of her work when she designed collections. I mean, not collections, the costumes for Alfred Hitchcock's movies. When she collaborated with him, the Blondes, Tippi Hedren, the Birds, and it was called Hitchcock Style. So if you look at a lot of this collection that I have, even though we do have some pieces that are extreme, they do have almost a real classic Hitchcock style to them. And like I said, big fan of Edith Head.
Tell me about how our viewers, if they wanted to buy a piece of your collection, is it just for sale? Can they give you a call or go online and order it? How does it work?
Great. They can email me at dano.esquivel.com, and we can take the process from there. I do have pictures on my website, danielesquivel.com.
So go to danielesquivel.com if you want to take a look at his collection. And of course, you can tailor it to fit them perfectly.
Yes, and they can come here, like we can make the appointment, they come here to my studio, because it's by appointment only, and that's way, we can take the measurements and discuss proportions and everything.
Which is amazing, by the way. He does it for me, and as you can tell, I'm wearing one today.
Cool.
Well, you are so talented, an icon here in Austin in fashion. Keep up the work. I know there's big things that are about to happen for you, so I'm saying a lot of prayers for you.
Oh, thank you so much. And you know what? We'll keep everybody posted.
We will for sure. We will for sure.
Thank you.
The hospitality here at the Renaissance Hotel is endless. See? Thanks, Craig. And now the food beat with Robert Fleming.
So Joe's Eggs is a San Francisco deal, and it started one night back at a small restaurant. Guy came in late, kitchen was closing down, said, hey, I'm looking for something to eat. Joe's the cook. What does he do? He goes through the coolers and he finds, hey, I've got a little meat, I've got a little mushroom, I've got a little spinach. Let's put it all together and see what we come up with. So it's a classic dish. Some people make it with hamburger, some people make it with Italian sausage. I make it with Italian sausage. So we've got this working now. We're starting to get some color on these onions. Okay, so now we've got everything on the stove. It's working, it's caramelizing. Let's crack some eggs. Depending upon how many people you're gonna feed with this, usually for one person, 3 eggs is plenty. If you're gonna feed a crowd, you take and make it as much as you want. You want just enough eggs to bring it all together into a scramble, and then it'll be ready to go. Now I'm going to put about 5 eggs in here today. And I'm going to use a fork. And I like to use a fork when I whisk the eggs because it whisks air into the eggs, it excites the proteins, and it makes for a much lighter, fluffier dish. A lot of people like to use a little bit of a blender, like a little milkshake blender. Gets a real nice little froth to it. So I'm going to add now, we've got a good, you can hear them sizzling away. Those onions are cooking, the meats are cooking. I'm going to add a nice big old handful of spinach. Now you might be thinking, boy, that's a whole lot of spinach to be putting in there. But spinach, it wilts down and it becomes very, very tiny. So we'll end up with a whole lot less than what it looks like right now. And I'm just going to turn this to get it all incorporated. We've got our meat, we've got our mushrooms, we've got our onions. Oh boy, this is looking real nice. And just about now, we'll be ready to add our eggs. We're just going to draw this all together into a nice scramble. See how it's starting to set up? And you can just keep working it, and it depends on how dry you like your eggs. Some people like them really dry. I like them a little bit moist. Now I know that this was created for a guy late at night. He probably came in one night from the bar. Maybe he had a couple of pops too many. And this filled him up and made him just right to go on home and get a good night's sleep. So here we are. We're all set. Let's go ahead and bring this all together. Oh man, does that smell good. Ooh, dog. Okay, so now I'm going to add a little bit of jack cheese to the top. And we're going to top it off with that roasted red pepper salsa. And that, my friends, is Joe's Eggs.
Hi, I'm Holly Mills-Gardner, and I spend most of my time on this side of the lens. But when it comes to my camera, I trust the professionals at Precision Camera and Video, just like the pros. With a huge selection of cameras and accessories from entry-level to top-of-the-line pro video, all here under one roof. Conveniently located at 2438 West Anderson Lane and on the web at precision-camera.com, where the pros go. And when your equipment needs service, do what I do and trust the skilled technicians here at Precision Camera and Video.
Do not pay another energy bill before calling 1-800-SOLAR-USA. Austin's fastest growing solar company is looking for 20 homes to eliminate their energy bill and get paid to display new state-of-the-art solar panels. Call 1-800-SOLAR-USA.
I am in studio today with singer-songwriter and Austinite, Kendall Beard. Hi, how are you?
Great, how are you?
I am so good. It's
Good.
I have to say first, Kendall and I are friends on top of everything else,
definitely.
so it's so great to have you on the show.
I know, I'm so excited to be on here, especially because, you know, we're friends. I've been watching it, and
Thank you.
So it's just so great to, thank you for having me on.
Yeah, you know, and if you think that you know Kendall and you recognize her, if you don't follow the music scene, which I don't know who does that in Austin.
Yeah.
Everyone follows the music scene, but you might recognize Kendall from American Idol. So let's just talk about that right away.
Okay, yeah.
Because of course, did it catapult your career?
Yeah, it was incredible experience. It really taught me a lot about the hard work and dedication it really takes to make it in this, you know, in the music world and as an artist. But, you know, it also helped me really, you know, build a platform for me to come back to Austin and be able to go out and have shows and build a band and, you know, start working on an album. So, yeah, it created a fan base.
Let's talk about this. Your career actually started way before American Idol.
It did.
So I heard that you started at like age 10.
Yeah,
Is that when you realized?
I started really young. I mean, I started, you know, I fell in love with music for as long as I can remember. My mom and I would go to the park and we would sit on this swing and we would sing and swing, and swing. And that's, I mean, we would sing all kinds of stuff. And, gosh, that's sailing takes me away. You know, that's remember that song?
Yes.
Okay.
I never sing it like that though.
Yeah, no, I mean, I've been on the road all weekend. My voice is pretty hoarse, but yeah. So that was like the first song that we kind of started doing, and I just fell in love with music and from her. And then when I got about 13 years old, I realized I really wanted to do this as a career, and I was just hooked. And I told my parents, you know, I want to do this, and they were like, okay, whatever.
I heard that you begged them for song lessons, like
yeah,
at 10 years old.
Oh, I did. I begged and begged. I was like, I wanted vocal lessons, and so they like, okay. And I mean, I had 10,000 things on my plate already, and they're like, okay, well, which one is she really gonna, fall in love with? And it was music. And so I booked put together a show at the Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo, and I was like, Dad, Mom, you'll have to come, and I promise you will see after this, I want to do it. And then they were just shocked. So from then on,
they were like, we have a little star.
Yeah, well, I was just, and I look back and I'm like, oh my gosh, I can't believe that they even let me do that, because I'm like, oh my gosh, that was just so embarrassing. But I just had a passion for it, and I think that they saw that. And from then on, I kind of did the Texas rodeo circuit and the country operas and stuff like that.
When did you decide that country music was the road that you wanted to take?
My stuff is country, but it's, I think most people that can hear it, know. I'm like, well, is it country or is it rock?
Well, that's what I was going to say, because there's a lot of artists like Taylor Swift, Miranda Lambert, Carrie Underwood that I'm not saying that you're just like them, but but it is the crossover, and that's what's brilliant about music now is that it can cross over to both radio and pop and country.
I think right now everything has those blurred lines.
Well, let's talk about your music, because of course you've come out already with your first album.
I have, yeah.
So tell us about that and what inspired you on each song, because you're a songwriter as well.
Yes, yeah. So my first album that we put out, we had actually started working on a couple of the songs that are on the album right before I auditioned for American Idol. Which, when that happened and I kept going, all that was put on hold. And it was still put on hold after a year after I was off the show, because I was under contract with them. So that first album that's out right now is pretty much actually a 5-year process. So it has songs from the very beginning all the way up until, like, the first single we put out on the album was one that we wrote just weeks before we were wrapping up the album.
Wow.
So it has a big, it's kind of, I call it kind of my little diary of kind of my coming of age diary, because it documents kind of me developing as a woman, as a songwriter and a musician, and you can kind of hear the progression in it. And I will say it's a little all over the place, but that's okay, because that's who I was at a time, and that's what it took for me to really come into my own, and that is what made us well into our second album right now, and that's what has made this one just come to life and just come out so easily, and I'm so excited about it, because it took that first album to get me to the second one.
Right. Yeah. Well, the first album and the second album, there's been some very influential people in your life that are right here in Austin that are helping you produce. They're playing on the album.
Yes.
Tell us about that, because it's pretty common names for us.
AJ Vallejo, and who is the lead singer of Vallejo. Everyone knows who Vallejo here is in Austin. He has produced my album and my second one, and we've also co-written the majority of songs on there. He also plays lead guitar in my band, and he pretty much, if it wasn't for him, he has done a lot for me, and the whole Vallejo family really has, and they have been so great to me, and it's because of people like that have invested their time and their faith in me and their art that has maybe be more successful as an artist and get a name for myself in the Austin community.
Seeing you here in studio with AJ today and writing, she's working on songs right now, so I was trying to peek over her shoulder.
I know. Don't look too close. My handwriting is very messed up.
Well, thanks for letting me come in.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for having me. I mean, this is just, I watch you guys all the time, and it's so great. I love doing anything that just gives back to Austin for, if I can do just one thing to give back to the city, what I've gotten, what it's given me,
you're giving a lot with your music, because you're so talented.
You.
So check her out. You can see her at Rattle Inn, Lambert's, lots of stuff on the calendar with Kendall. Thank you again.
Thank you, Holly.
All right, good luck. We're gonna watch her career.
Awesome.
All right. So don't go away. We will be right back after these messages.
Do not pay another energy bill before calling 1-800-SOLAR-USA. Austin's fastest growing solar company is looking for 20 homes to eliminate their energy bill and get paid to display new state-of-the-art solar panels. Call 1-800-SOLAR-USA.
I know this time of year is when you want to be your most beautiful. So check out this beauty beat with Rochelle Ray of Ray Cosmetics.
Hi, I'm Rochelle Ray with Ray Cosmetics, and welcome to the Beauty Beat. Well, we're right in the middle of the holiday season, which means lots of parties and lots of important decisions to make, like what dress to buy, what shoes to wear, and what makeup to put on. Well, I'm here to help you with the makeup. I'm here at the Ray Cosmetics studio with Anna and Kayleen, and they're going to help me show you 2 great looks for the holiday season. Anna's going to help me first. So Anna's wearing a red lip, obviously, and that's such a popular look for the holiday season. Big, bold red lips. I think it's the most classic look, and everybody wants to pull out that red this time of year. But red can be a little bit intimidating. What color do I pick? What's the right shade for me? How do I apply it? And how do I keep it on? Especially after a few trips under the mistletoe. Simple tips for picking a color is if you're super fair, stay away from blue tones. Go more for pinks or orange. And if you're darker skinned, olive tone, go more true reds, bricks, and burgundies. She's lucky, she can sort of wear anything. So for Anna, we chose Bombshell, which is a great bright red. So my little tip about helping red lips stay all night is take a little powder on your brush and just apply it all the way around the lip line. It sort of creates a barrier so the lipstick won't bleed. Then you have great kissable lips all night. So for our next holiday look, we have Kayleen helping us with the smoky eye, which is always a popular look for the holidays or for any party. But again, smoky eyes can be pretty intimidating. It is a pretty dark look. So how do you get that look? It's actually pretty easy. You don't try to go dark all at once. You apply a little dark shadow in the crease and at the lash line, and then you blend. Blending is actually the most important thing in any makeup application. So just a little dark, blend. A little more dark, blend, until you find that color or that depth of color you're comfortable with. So then my secret tip for the smoky eye to make it look a little more professional is take a super shiny, shimmery shadow and apply it right to the brow bone and to the inside corner of the eye, and then blend that as well. It's such an easy step, but it really makes a difference and sort of takes it from amateur to professional.
Hi, I'm Anna Terry. And I'm Kayleen Ball.
And beauty is our beat. If you come by Ray Cosmetics between now and the end of the year and you mention the Austin Beat, you can get one of these eye palettes for 20% off. That's right, 20% off. So come by, see Rochelle and her staff, get a makeover while you're here, and get one of these. They are beautiful and they are great colors. Well, that's our show. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you join me next weekend right here on the CW at 11:30. And of course, follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. I'll see you next weekend. Bye.
Hi, I'm singer-songwriter Kendall Beard, and music is my beat. Yeah.
Hey, I'm AJ Vallejo, and music is my beat.